Hey everybody, welcome back to Caddy Girl Garage. So today it is break time on our 48. My dad has been shooting videos. I just now got here. So this is what we've gotten done so far. Got it all torn down. He is right now currently rebuilding the wheel cylinders. Have new ones, so he's honing out the old cylinder housing. I'll go take pictures of that. We haven't started on this side yet. But he has been taking videos, like I said, so I'm very thankful for that because I haven't been here. So hopefully you guys can learn. If you don't know how to do this process, it's pretty simple. Hope everybody's having a great day. So this is our wheel cylinder housing. Just honing it out. So these are our pistons for our wheel cylinders. As you can see, he's completely sanded those and brought them back to life. So this is why we're continuing to hone out. You guys can see that pitting right there. We're using aviation fuel. It's the perfect cleaner. Yeah, so those, he got videos of it earlier, but I mean, those were absolutely frozen. That's why we had no brake pedal inside the car, because those pistons were so rusty and literally frozen inside of the cylinder here. So you had to beat those out, right? Yep. Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't here for that part, but I believe he got video of it so that we can show you guys.
All the stuff.
Here's our new kits. Literally, it's just rubber pieces and springs.
There's usually two different sizes. These are 1 1/8. The bigger ones are for the front, probably 1 inch in the back. Can't really read it through the plastic. But
obviously, as every car person knows, that you're
80%
80% of your braking is done with the front, so that's why they're bigger.
So we'll put it together with a little brake fluid. Of course, most people think they go in the other way, but of course the seal has to be going toward the out, and the flat side is toward your piston. So just put those in there like that. Put your spring inside. Do your other side, and you don't want to come apart.
Yeah, you'll have to hold one together. I'll have to hold it at one end and do it at the other end. Because then, of course, you're pushing against the tension of the spring.
And these cups, the outer cups will usually hold them in.
Usually.
But as you bolt the wheel cylinder into the car, it's got a keeper on the backing plate that holds them. That holds the piston ever from coming apart. If it ever fails or anything like that, the pistons can't come out.
Good old made in the USA stamped on it. What do you know?
Go.
Kind of tricky to get on sometimes. And there you have it. Good job. Yeah, we lost our one piece there.
And then put our bleeder screw back in.
You'll probably do these in your sleep, huh?
We'll tighten that up. Crush washer. See, there's the little keeper we were talking about. That will actually hold the piston in if it ever fails. That's why you have to remove the wheel cylinder completely to rebuild them. Little screws in the back, nuts, bolts, whatever.
Our shoes still look pretty good. Got some wheel bearing cleaning to do.
It was a good idea to put your hose on before you put the wheel cylinder in, because as you can see, tight space-wise, you won't even really get a wrench in there to put that on.
Yeah, much easier to slip the hose through the backing plate with it on the wheel cylinder than to try to put it on afterwards.
Because you'll never get it tight.
Yeah.
No room for a wrench back here. This.
What?
Because I have a little trick. So a little thing I didn't narrate taking this line off, but as you well know, when you try to take old flare nuts off, use a flare nut wrench, but it'll still sometimes round it. So I don't know if you saw me in the early, and it shows in the earlier video, you take a pair of vice grips and a rounded pair, hopefully, and you squeeze that together, because a lot of these wrenches are not strong enough and they'll spread out and still round your fitting out. So if you lock that down on there, which you look, I'm taking it off on the video, it actually holds the wrench on there nice and tight and it won't strip that out, which is starting to strip out just the hair already. But that might have been from some previous work.
I was going to say, again, 1948. If anybody thinks it's going to be perfect, it's not.
Because they don't have to be that tight. It's a flared fitting. It seals on its own, but they're always a pair to get off.
So there we have it. Nice brand new brake hoses. Nice brand new rebuilt wheel cylinder. Now time to clean bearings. So here's our bearings. I always do a very dirty bucket to get rid of all the major stuff. Then I always do what I call a clean bucket afterwards. It's still very clear and clean to get rid of the last little bit of junk. But here they are. Good as new. Still look absolutely beautiful. No pitting. They still are very smooth. So definitely not replacing these. They are new Departure brand, made in good old USA. Old stuff I always find to be better than new stuff. So I either use Timken bearings, or if you want to just save the originals and use those if they're still in good enough shape, that's what I highly recommend. Clean out our little dust cap here, because you don't ever want to mix old grease and new grease, and I actually missed a little bit right there, so that goes back into the dirty bucket. But everything else, a lot of times you have to do these twice. You'll have to like clean and then dry and look, and then clean and dry and look. So it's a long process to get them this nice, but they have to be perfectly clean because you cannot mix old grease and new grease.
Picture, make sure I get the right shoe on it right. Always slip off and put your elbow through the fender.
Yeah.
Sharp corner somewhere.
Make sure everything floats.
See, there's ridges that the shoes sit on in the back, so you want to make sure they get on the ridge and they're not on the backing plate. That's it.
One and done. One down.
Well, we gotta do bearings now.
I know, bearings now, packing them.
So you tighten it down real tight, seat the bearings and everything, and then you want to just make sure there's no wiggle whatsoever with that cotter pin hole.
And there isn't, and it's very smooth as glass when you roll that wheel.
And we haven't adjusted the brakes up because we're going to wait till we get the master cylinder rebuilt and fluid all pumped through the system before we mess with adjustments. Dragging is bad.
Second side's always the easiest one, right? Second go around, typically.
Sometimes. You kind of know what you're up against, but you don't.
So what we just noticed here, pre-59 cars, 59's usually pre-59, opposite thread. So you're turning everything different direction to loosen or tighten on this side. This is the driver's side of the car versus passenger side. So we just now noticed that, so that'll make everything a little bit different.
Just a big nut.
So in case everybody's wondering.
I don't know if the lug nuts are backwards too or not. I didn't take the wheel off.
So as we were saying a bit ago, this wheel cylinder doesn't look quite as bad on the inside. So I'll let you do your thing. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the video today. We are just reassembling the other side. I already showed you guys how it went on the other side, so it got kind of tight quarters over here, so it's a little tough to film. But we are literally just putting everything back together exactly the same as the other side. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the channel. This car definitely needs a bath in the worst way. But thank you guys so much. Take care, have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next Cadillac video.